Now, hot on the heels of Joe, as I said, Phoebe and I are going to team up here. Phoebe's going to have a look at pathways to professional practice. Now, you might already, as I said, know this information, but it doesn't hurt to have a recap and make sure that you and I guess us here are all on the same page. So over to Phoebe. Please make her welcome.
Hi everyone. I'm going to catch up on a little bit of time here. I'm going to give a very brief overview of the pathways through third year and into fourth year, and then Renu and Karen will go into a lot more detail. So I only need to do a summary for you all. But first we'll just look at all of the degrees that we have here that involve psychology. So we have the Bachelor of Arts Psychology, the Bachelor of Social Sciences Psychology, the combined B.Arts, B.Laws Psychology, and the Graduate Diploma of Psychological Studies. They are all our 3-year degrees involving the key program in psychology, which is our 12 units of APAC accredited core psychology subjects. And then we also have the 4-year Bachelor of Psychology, which also involves the exact same 12 core psychology units, as well as an additional 4 psychology units. And I just wanted to mention regarding the Graduate Diploma of Psychological Studies, which is 1.5 years, that's for anyone who's already completed a degree in the past that didn't involve a major in psychology. And I have noticed a couple of people here and there who probably should be doing this grad dip in 1.5 years who've enrolled in a 3-year degree. So if you think that might be you, please come and talk to me because we might be able to save you lots of time and money in the long run. Okay. So what happens when you finish the first 3 years in these degrees? If your GPA ends up being less than 5, which is less than a credit average or better, you exit with the 3-year degree that you started with, or if you started in the Bachelor of Psychology, you exit with the Bachelor of Psychological Studies. Okay. But if your GPA is greater than 5, and if your grades in the psychology 2nd and 3rd year units, as well as the 3rd year and 2nd year electives, is a credit average or better, you can apply for the APAC accredited postgraduate diploma of psychology, which Renu will be talking to you about in a moment. And all of these slides are going to be available after today, so don't worry if you haven't had time to take down notes on all of this yet. And we're also recording everything that's happening today. Okay, so the final pathway up to 4th year is for students who have a GPA greater than 5.5, and if they have also achieved a credit average in psychology core 2nd and 3rd year subjects, as well as the 2nd and 3rd year combined with electives, they can apply for the honours in psychology, and that's what Karen will be talking to you about in a moment. So I told you it would be short and sweet, so I'll hand back over to Alison now.
Okay. And we will have time a little bit later on for questions. Many questions that both Phoebe and myself are asked is, what use is psychology? What jobs can I get? Now, this is going to be the theme particularly of this afternoon. We've got over 14 exhibitors, and they will be there being able to talk to you about careers in psychology with them, jobs in psychology, and most importantly, volunteer opportunities. And volunteer opportunities are an excellent way to get known out in the field, to network. Many of our students started off as volunteers and went into very nice full-paid positions. So that will be available this afternoon. What are some of the jobs in psychology? Now, I always say this to first-year students. Can you think of anything that doesn't involve human behaviour? So far, no one's come up with anything yet. I'm not saying there isn't something as psychology. At some point, zoology. You've still got to have a zookeeper. Supposedly, okay. So, therefore, psychology is an area that underpins, and I'll go out in a bit of a limb here, virtually every aspect of human society. So there must be an absolute plethora of jobs out there for you. I knew that frog's coming in here. So just some of the examples of jobs that you might not have thought of. And many of our students are in these areas, and you'll hear about them a little bit later on. So I'm just flagging these now. The prospect is looking very, very positive for people with particularly an undergraduate degree in psychology. These are just some of the things you may do. If you've got a clinical degree, so you're doing clinical psychology, some examples. And if you wish to go into a research degree, some examples of research degree.